Hello again and welcome to Inside Wyoming Football with head coach Craig Bohl. We're broadcasting as always right here at the beautiful Marion H. Rochelle Gateway Center. Well, on Friday night, the Wyoming Cowboys took off to Logan, Utah, Maverick Stadium to take on the Utah State Aggies. And Coach, this was a very good football game, especially in the first half. And there are some things that happened here. I know the Cowboys didn't get the right end of the score. But there's always some good things. I thought Brian Hill was fantastic and Nick Smith performed very well.
Well, you know, Nick came in, that was his first start, and for him to perform the way he did against a really aggressive defense, you know, was a great effort by Nick. And then, of course, Brian's done a great job. I thought our offensive line created some holes, but many of those yards were created after contact. That's a credit to Brian. He's got to be one of the top premier backs in the country. You know, defensively, we were scrapping around, but the facts of the matter are we underachieved there. I know our coaches and our players are disappointed, but you win as a team and you lose as a team. And it's going to be important that we have a good week of practice this next week and learn from some of our mistakes.
Yeah, why don't we go to Logan, Utah, shall we? Take a look at the highlights. Here come the Aggies, the Cowboys, of course, will come out, and here we go, Coach.
Well, here you can see Nick. He's getting warmed up on the sideline, and as he comes on the field, the first drive, we had some struggles here defensively, but our guys came up with some gang tackling there. We didn't do a great job of gang tackling during the game, but this was one of the plays that shows that. Utah State has a difficult offense, and their quarterback really got in a great rhythm. This is a run-pass option here for him. We left the receiver uncovered, and they hit him. We got to do a better job with coverage. Here you can see Brian. This is kind of a trademark of what he did all night long. You can see 3, 4, 5 extra yards after contact. He's a big, strong back and has a great combination of power and speed. Here, Nick, this is a 3rd down and 9 play. A nice throw and catch. And Nick put the ball where it needed to be to Jake Mulhard there. This is a 4th down play, and you can see Nick's strength. This is a quarterback sneak, and we needed to stay on the field here to keep the drive going. Certainly did. Here's a nice run by Brian once again, getting us deep in Utah State's territory. And what's good now is we've got a chance for some run-pass options here. This is a bootleg. Great throw by Nick Smith, right where it needed to be. I think you're going to see another shot of this to Jake Mulhar. He's certainly excited and should be. But here you can see the run. They've got a run-pass option, put the ball about in the only window you could find. And, that says a lot about Nick's ability right there. Utah State comes back. The game's tied right here. They do a nice job hitting a crease. We've got to get a guy in that gap, and some of it, with a lot of their misdirection, posed some problems for our defense, and we've got to get those things corrected. We're back on offense here. Once again, you can see this is a tremendous run by Brian. He's breaks the tackle, and then he shows his great speed. Utah State has guys who can really run as well. Going all the way to the corner of that pylon. That was a big-time play, and here you can see from the end zone, they've got him wrapped up right there. That guy, he breaks that tackle, eludes that guy, cuts back across the field, utilizes that speed, and bursts all the way down to the end zone for a big-time run. So now we're into the second half. We came out, we needed to establish some good things right away. We weren't able to do that. Utah State comes back. We were able to generate a fumble here. Utah State came in generating 18 fumbles. Our offense or 18 turnovers. Our offense did a great job taking care of the football. We need to improve in this area, creating takeaways. And with a young defense, I think our guys are playing with more confidence when we created a takeaway there. And we turned that one into a scoring drive, I believe. Here you can see Nick coming back. This is a reviewed play to Justice Murphy. Justice does a great job on a wheel route. Coming around the far side here, and you can see great concentration, get his foot down, it's got control of the football, really put us deep into Utah State's territory. Now our next play here, you can see Nick, this is a quarterback keeper, comes around, we get the kick out block, Nick utilizes his leg strength, and on 4th down and 2, we came up with a touchdown, and certainly was encouraging to see our guys come down, and that's a very good defense that we're going against, and to score those number of points, that certainly is really a good thing. Here you can see Utah State's continuing to, they're keeping us on the field. Their quarterback's an excellent runner, and Quarterback does a nice job here. We've got to do a better job with our man skills there. I believe that's Antonio Hall in the corner of the end zone there. Receiver went up and made a nice grab. And here it's late in the game. Obviously the game is out of reach for us, but our guys are still competing, and back shoulder fade to Jake Mulhar in the end zone. And that's encouraging just to see Nick come out and be able to throw those plays. So a good job by our offense moving the ball down the field late in the ball game here. And then Nick will learn from these things, and those experiences give him certainly a great deal of confidence. Yardage-wise, the big tale there is the passing yardage by Utah State. They had not done those type things. They'd run the ball well, but we've got to do a better job this next week. We certainly didn't throw the ball for a lot, but 270 yards rushing against that defense, that's really exceptional.
That really is. That's a huge number. Brian Hill, just amazing, 201 yards himself. Right. Fourth time that he's gone over 200 yards. No Cowboy in history has ever done it 4 times. That's pretty amazing. But I thought on that one play, you talked about it, he kind of showed all that he can do. The power, the cut, then the speed, going for the pylon.
He's a unique back, and he's got to be one of the top backs in the country, and we're highlighting him. He's a warrior. He never complains. He's always out there taking as many carries as what we need him to take.
Yeah, and Nick Smith, as you said, Coach, there's a redshirt freshman making his first start, throws for 2 touchdowns and runs for another. You had a pretty good night.
He certainly did, and he's improved. He's been called on a couple of emergency situations, but this was his first opportunity to go through a week of preparation, and he took advantage of that, and he performed well.
Well, he really did. Well, stay with us. We have more to come on Inside Wyoming Football with head coach Craig Bohl. We're back right after this.
Inside Wyoming Football with Craig Bohl is brought to you by your Magnificent 7 Wyoming Toyota dealers, Wyoming Relay, the University of Wyoming International Programs Office, and the University of Wyoming Outreach School.
He hails from Texarkana, Texas, and he has come to the University of Wyoming and become quite a linebacker. He can play outside, he can play in the middle. He's just been outstanding. Our own Kevin McKinney had a chance to sit down and visit with Lucas Waka.
We know all about Michael Waka. We know all about Lucas Waka. What about Charlie and Brett? Are they athletes as good as you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Brett, she's definitely a big athlete in the family, and she plays all the sports. My oldest brother, Charlie, he probably had the most desire to play all the sports, but it just God-given talent. He gave it to Michael, me and Brett, and Charlie definitely, he loved all the sports, and he still loves all the sports. He keeps up with every game on TV with the Packers, or like NFL or college. He watches every single one of my brother's games. I mean, you won't catch him without a Cardinals uniform on or a Cardinals shirt on. And every single one says "walk" on the back, and he loves the game of sports. And same way with my little sister. She's all around athlete. She plays basketball, volleyball, and softball. So and she's all district in every single sport, and I'm sure she'll be named probably all-state this year in basketball, or preseason all-state. So she definitely has a bright future in front of her.
Does Charlie have a brown 45?
Oh yeah. The whole family has a brown 45 jersey, so it's definitely around the family. I think last year Christmas, family got it. I got them. That's what I got them for Christmas. So they had something to wear.
So they're coming up for the CSU game.
They are. Well, Charlie has to work, so he won't come up. But my little sister, both my parents, and Michael will all come up this week. So.
You were an outside linebacker and enjoying life, and then all of a sudden you got thrown inside, and you adjusted to that. Was it difficult?
In the spring ball, I started out Mike linebacker, so it helped a lot, and it helps a lot growing up in this defense and learning a lot about this defense. And Coach Standard's a great coach, and he teaches you a lot about the game and teaches you a lot about different positions. So as a middle linebacker and outside linebacker, I've learned what every single linebacker does, and I've also learned what every single position on the defense does. So, and that also helps you when you do play the position. If you know what other people are doing, it helps you know where your actual fit is. So that's also, I mean, that's also been a big point or a big key to learning this Mike position, is learning how to learn what other people do on the defense.
How long did it take you to understand what the rivalry meant with CSU?
Not very long. When I first got up here, it was Air Force CSU. Air Force CSU. You'll know once you play them for your first game. This game's huge. This game makes your season or breaks your season. So we need to go out there and give it all we got and bring the boot back to Laramie.
You know, it's been a tough season, obviously, for everyone. Is it hard to get yourself ready to come to practice every day and then play the game?
You know, it's kind of a tough question, because our record doesn't show what we've actually progressed this year. I feel like we've gotten better every week, and we're continuing to make strides. This defense is going to be a great defense in the future. I was talking to somebody yesterday at practice. I was like, I feel bad for teams that got to play this defense in 3 years or 2 years or next year, because those freshmen that are playing right now, which is probably 3/4 of our defense, are all freshmen. They're going to be all seniors and juniors in those next years. And I was like, I feel bad for those teams, because they're going to know exactly what they got to do. They're going to know how to tackle. They're going to know the physicality that needs to be brought to this for this defense to be good. And so no, the question is no, it's not hard to go out there and get ready, because I just know in the future this team's going to be great, and I just know that I trust the coaches, and I trust what they're doing, and I mean, they're great coaches, and they're gonna bring us to the top.
Well, Lucas Waka has become quite a football player for the Wyoming Cowboys coach. He'll play wherever you ask him to play, and whether it's outside, inside at that linebacker spot, he's been very good.
He certainly has, and there's some differences. I know to the fans up in the stands, a linebacker's a linebacker, but there's quite a few assignment differences about the two positions, and so it's a real compliment to Lucas that he's been able to come in and really excel at both of them. And so it's been a joy to coach him. He's also done a great job leading our football team. He's one of our captains with that young defense. He plays a critical role with his leadership.
He really does. Mm-hmm. He possesses a skill that I think many of the young linebackers and DBs, he can really run. He
can really run, and in our league, that's a premium quality to have. And so we'll continue to build on his skill set.
Yeah. He'll continue to tackle players, too. He's not going to become a pitcher like his brother. No. He's got those bloodlines in the family.
Well, he's a competitive guy, and he's really enjoying and embracing University of Wyoming, and he's got a bright future for us.
He really does. Well, stay with us. More to come on Inside Wyoming Football with head coach Craig Bohl. We're back right after this timeout. Well, the Wyoming Cowboys have had great success recruiting the state of Colorado, especially in recent years. We had a chance to sit down and visit with 3 outstanding key Colorado Cowboys.
Yeah, it did take me a while because I'm kind of from the big city in Denver area, and it's kind of a small town here, but find ways to get used to it and find things to do and just find close friends, and it's all worked out.
I think it's an advantage just to get away from the CSUs and the CU. Just, you know, a lot of kids from high school down in all the Denver area go to CU, CSU. But for me, I've kind of got away from all that and got to come up here and just meet new people. I've met a few people from back in high school, but it's mainly just a new crowd and it's a chance to get away and just meet new people and, you know, kind of start fresh.
Definitely that you have that individual support. Definitely that individual support when you come to the university. And from a football standpoint, you come here, you're going to be the best football player you can be. You're not going to have a lot of distractions and things that kind of take your attention away from the game. And then as well as when you're here in Laramie, here in Wyoming, you're pretty much you're the only show in town. You're the only circus that comes to town. So you get to have that support, that whole state behind you. While if you went to like a CSU, you have the Nuggets, the Denver Broncos, the Avalanche. You have a lot of things that take away from you. But when you're here, you are it. You are that person. So you know that's another advantage that you have.
I don't know, just like the pride here, just how much people care about this program, regardless of whether we're winning or losing. It's like kind of the only show in the state, so there's so many people that just truly care about it, and it's awesome.
You know, I just like the overall camaraderie of the people. You know, even though we're, you know, 1-8, I still have people, you know, giving me notifications on Twitter just saying we're behind you. You know, we support you and stuff like that. So the support of the fans has been really encouraging to me.
My freshman year, when we beat CSU and took that boot back, was a special moment because, you know, my uncle played at CSU and to see, to have a whole team that just excited and enthused to go across to another team's sideline and not have anything given to you, to actually go over there and take it. That's something special on a football field.
Eddie Yarbrough, Tanner Gentry, Andrew Wingard. There's our three Cowboys that have had a big-time impact on this program, Coach.
Well, there's been a long history of the University of Wyoming recruiting players from Colorado. All three of those guys are tremendous competitors. They've embraced what Cowboy football is about. They've done great in school, and they're just outstanding representatives of our institution and how they play.
Well, and these guys weren't just recruited by the University of Wyoming. They chose to come here, and right. Colorado has been a great proving ground for the Cowboys.
Well, it certainly has, and you know, we have a strong emphasis down there in our proximity. We're not far away from the Denver metro area, so it's been great to have these guys, not only these guys, but a long line of players who've come here and had a great experience in the classroom and on the gridiron.
Absolutely. Well, more to come on Inside Wyoming Football with head coach Craig Bohl. We're back right after this.
Inside Wyoming Football with Craig Bohl is brought to you by your Magnificent 7 Wyoming Toyota dealers, Wyoming Relay, the University of Wyoming International Programs Office, and the University of Wyoming Outreach School.
Border Award number 107 coming up in War Memorial Stadium this Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock the kickoff. And who better to get a scattering report on Colorado State than Cowboy offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Brent Vigen.
And with the coaching change and the adjustments they've had to make, it's probably not been the year that they were hoping for relative to last year, but they still got a lot of those same players. I know defensively they're a very experienced group, and they fly around and have as much athleticism as anyone we see. They really like to load the box up and play a lot of man coverage. So you're looking at 8 guys, 9 sometimes, that are right up there pretty close with man-to-man, press man on the outsides, and we haven't seen maybe this style of a 4-man front. With just the way they want to cover everybody up. So, and they're physical up front too. So, it's a deal where we're going to have to make some plays, the traditional way of running the ball up the middle, but get out in the edges as well. And obviously that press coverage, we're going to have to beat that from time to time. Yeah, I know their experience. They've been through a lot of wars. I know they've been through a bunch of different defenses, and that's probably good and bad for them. Their 5 years of experience isn't in one defense, but at the same time, they're guys that have played in a lot of big games, and they can play fast, and they can be physical, and they can cover a lot of ground. And anytime you have that combination of things, they're tough to deal with.
The Cowboys and Rams Saturday afternoon in beautiful War Memorial Stadium. 1 o'clock kickoff. Enough said there. Cowboys and Rams. That's about all you need to say. What are some of the keys to the games?
Well, it's going to be really important for us to make Colorado State one-dimensional. When we've been really successful on defense, we've made them to have to throw the football, so we'll need to do that. I think it's going to be critical for us to be able to move the ball. Colorado State runs a 4-down front, technically sound. It's going to be important that we get that running game going to open up the passing game. If we can have a chance to keep them off balance and then win the turnover margin, we like our chances.
Do you get a feel of a little, extra emotion, maybe just a skosh coming into this game?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, these two schools have played each other for a long time, and it's a really hotly contested rivalry. And so throw the records out, throw everything out. War Memorial Stadium, 1 o'clock is the best place to be come Saturday.
Absolutely. Right there on Jonah Field at War Memorial Stadium, the Wyoming Cowboys and the Colorado State Rams. Come back next time around and take a look at the highlights with us. For the head coach, I'm Dave Walsh. So long, everybody.
He's going to throw it, though, and he throws to the end zone. And it is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Takes the snap out of the gun, looking to his right, looks to the corner. This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Smith will keep it, and he dives in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Give it to Hill again. Takes on a tackler, slips away. He's to the 40. Hill to the 30. Hill to the 20. He's to the 15-10. He's to the 5. Dives for the pylon, and it's a touchdown, Cowboys.